When I say to you the most important aspect of any NBA 2K game is blank, what do you fill that blank in with? Comment down below what you would fill that blank in with. For me, and majority of 2K players, I think the answer is clearly gameplay. Gameplay is always going to be the big determining factor on if a 2K is good, if it's fun, if there's a skill gap, etc, etc. But when it comes to the park, and for Pro-Am, and anything that revolves around the MyPlayer builder, I can make the argument that it's just as important as the gameplay. Now 2K started talking about 2K22 a little bit. They released the cover. They talked about the demo. They talked about there's going to be no crossplay in 2K22. They told us there's going to be current gen, next gen 2K22. I'm sure you guys saw all that stuff. If you didn't, there's tons of videos out there. I didn't think it was really newsworthy. But one of my favorite things every year is the builder. And I'm genuinely concerned about the builder going into 2K22. We haven't heard much about it, but just looking back at past 2Ks, I kind of have a hunch of where they're going to go with it. No guarantees, but I kind of have a hunch, and it really makes me worry. Now let's jump right into why I'm concerned about the 2K22 builder. But first, if you're new to the channel, man, make sure you click that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. You guys already know that first month of 2K22, all the best builds you want, NBA player builds, competitive builds, fun builds, rare builds. You guys know I got you with all that stuff. Also, any NBA 2K22 news, of course, anything worthy of posting, you guys know I got your back. I was the one that talked about the 2K21 next gen builder first, and at this point it's been so many years now, you guys know I got your back. But let's jump right into it. The 2K22 builder, why am I concerned? Well, there's a bunch of reasons. The first reason is if we look back at the past couple 2Ks, there is a pattern. NBA 2K18, the game that many of you guys really hated. They introduced double archetypes. You guys remember this, right? It was shot creating sharpshooter, or playmaking shot creator, or slashing point forward. They had double archetypes. You guys remember that in 2K18, right? Well, what happened in 2K19? They took that double archetypes, they put it back in, they tweaked it a little bit, maybe slightly different badges, slightly different attributes to try to balance it a little better, but essentially we had the same builder 2 years in a row. NBA 2K20, what happened? They introduced pie charts. Pie charts, you choose the pie chart that you want. Maybe you want slashing and playmaking, and then you go in and you're able to customize your attributes to your liking. To an extent, there's cap breakers for every attribute depending on the pie chart that you pick, but essentially that was the builder for 2K20. So then what happened in the next game? NBA 2K21 current gen, basically the same builder, except they added a few new pie charts. They tweaked the attributes a little bit. They tried to balance it out a little bit more. You know, the builds that were super overpowered, maybe they lowered a couple attributes, or, you know, made it so it was a little harder to get as many badges. They tweaked it a little, but for the most part, it was the same builder as the year before. A few months later, NBA 2K21 Next Gen comes out. They introduce a completely new builder that is essentially fully customizable for the most part, and that's where it ends. The next game that's going to come out is NBA 2K22. Now they're dropping current gen and next gen on the same day. So what does this mean? Well, if we follow the pattern of the last 4 NBA games that dropped, it's the cycle of 2. Every 2 years, they've been dropping a new builder, right? 18 double archetypes, 19 double archetypes, 20 pie charts, 21 current gen, pie charts, 21 next gen, brand new builder. So does that mean 22 is going to have the next gen builder except tweaked? No guarantees, but if we follow the cycle, I would lean towards that. I saw some people saying, no, they're bringing back archetypes, they're bringing back inside outside balance. I don't know. Obviously, none of us know. But if they stick with the next gen builder, it's concerning to me. Now let me explain why. I'm not saying the next gen builder is bad. There was a lot of promise with it. It was actually overall, in my opinion, a pretty cool idea. But where it went wrong is, I've talked about this before, the testers that they bring in are not 2K players. And I've talked about this in a few past videos. I would literally be willing to come in there for free to test the builder. Somebody that every year spends hours, days. Honestly, I've spent days in every single builder. Literally spent days upon days in the builder, just testing things out, trying to find stuff that's broken, trying to find builds that are just never before seen, rare builds, rare build names, stuff like that. You guys know this. I would be willing to go there for free just to play around with the builder to find if anything's broken. Maybe just pay for my gas money or something, Ronnie. You know what I mean? Just help me out a little bit. But honestly, no. I would go there for free just to try to make the game as good and as fun as possible. But instead, they bring in game testers that, in my opinion, obviously I don't know them personally, but they don't know anything about 2K. Because I'm telling you right now, NBA 2K21 Next Gen, if I had that builder for even just a few hours, I would have immediately found that power forwards got double the badges of everyone. Now think about that. Just something as simple as that. No matter how good the gameplay was, no matter how fun the game was, instantly that handicaps the park game mode. Because now everyone, if you're not running on the same exact 6-7 power forward build, you're at a huge disadvantage immediately off the rip. So now the game becomes very repetitive because everyone has the same build. They can't mess the builder up. If you mess the builder up, no matter how good the gameplay is, the park is going to take a huge hit. Now I'll be the first one to admit, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I know exactly what they're doing with the builder. Of course not. I said this earlier in the video. Whether they go with archetypes, pie charts, complete freedom, inside-outside balanced, or something brand new, there's a few things that have to be in the builder in order for the park and Pro-Am and any mode that revolves around the builder to be successful. The first thing is build diversity. Nobody wants to play a game where if you don't make 1, 2, or 3 specific builds, you're at a disadvantage. Every build has to have something that makes it worth playing on. For example, current gen. If you play NBA 2K21 current gen on anything besides a play shot, a paint beast / glass finisher, whatever you want to call it, or a perimeter lock, depending on what game mode you're playing, you're at a huge disadvantage. Every other build, you are at a disadvantage. So it forces everyone to make the same build. I think back to even a game like 2K20. Every build had something that made it dominant over another build. A play shot, the fact that it can cook up, shoot threes better than any build. A two-way slashing playmaker, the fact that it can ISO, contact dunk, play great defense, is extremely fast and athletic. Then you have your inside centers, your popping centers. Both were very, very viable options. The paint beasts, you know, they were great because defensively and rebounding, they were just unbelievable. Now, the poppers could hold their own in the paint, but they weren't quite as good as the insides. But you add to the fact that, well, now you got to guard me at the three-point line. The pure locks were really good. The shooting locks were really good. My facilitating finisher, that's a build that barely anyone would ever even contemplate playing on, but it was a ton of fun to play on because I was unstoppable in the paint, but you still had to respect the three. I had decent defense. You see what I'm saying? There was so many different builds that could hold their own. Even a game like 2K18. I know a lot of people hate on 2K18, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a lot of fun on the game despite the fact that the gameplay was kind of eh. I was still able to have fun on that game just because there were so many different builds that could dominate. I mean, I even think back to the 1v1 court. There were centers running that thing. There were guards running that thing. There was, you know, sharpshooting playmakers on it. There was pure point forwards on it. There was post scorers, athletic finishers. There were so many different builds, even just on the 1v1 court. Never mind the 2s and the 3s. So many different lineups. Stretch bigs on the 2s were crazy, but then you could also expose a stretch big by having a really good dribbler because they can't keep up with a really good dribbler. Then you had your post scorers that could expose the dribblers inside because they were too big, but then if the dribbler got the ball, they had a huge advantage. Like, there were so many builds that could dominate in their own ways. It was still actually enjoyable for me. Now, I know the gameplay was kind of eh, but you get what I'm saying. The builder plays a very, very big role in the park. It's not just about the gameplay or the rep rewards or you know, the park looking great, the color scheme. All those things matter, yes, of course. And I will say, and like I said in the beginning, the gameplay is always going to be the most important, but the builder is right there with it. They cannot mess up the builder for NBA 2K22. At this point, I think you understand my point about how important the builder is when it comes to Park and Pro-Am and all the game modes that are just related around the builder. I think you get what I'm saying. The last thing I want to say is just my message to 2K. Please take advantage of creators like myself, Dignify, Uncle Demi, the list goes on, of YouTubers that almost love creating builds more than they love playing the game itself. We would be more, I'll just speak for myself, I'm sure those guys would as well, but I would be more than happy to come in for free and just test the builder for you guys. Find things that are wrong, find things that are unbalanced, find things that I know immediately people are just going to exploit right off the rip. Next gen, like I said, people just, everyone's gonna make a power forward. It's so obvious. The fact that no one caught that is just a bad look. I would have caught it. All those other creators would have caught it. Give us a day or 2 days or 3 days or a week. Give us just any amount of time with the builder and we will find so many things that are going to lead to a more enjoyable gaming experience for your entire audience, and it will not cost you a dime. It will not cost you anything, and I guarantee you the whole 2K community will be thankful for it. But that's all I gotta say. As I said, we're almost at 900,000 subscribers, man. If you guys are new, make sure you sub up, turn on those noties, turn on all notifications for me. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully NBA 2K22 is the best 2K we've ever seen, but only time will tell. I'll talk to you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.